Hello, good day. How are you today? Okay, my name is Gina Inatimi and I'll be taking the subject mathematics. Our topic today in mathematics is simple interest, whole numbers. We're going to be learning about simple interest with whole numbers. Okay, so during this video, we're going to know the meaning of simple interest and how to solve simple interest. Are we ready? I hope we're with our books and pencils or pen to go into today's lesson. Okay, let's go. We have simple interest. Simple interest, what does it mean? We'll first of all know the meaning of interest. Interest is a payment given for saving money or cost of borrowing money. When interest is calculated on the basic sum of money, it is called simple interest. Okay, and to calculate our simple interest, we have formula. We have a formula in which we use in calculating simple interest. And this is the formula. This is the what? Formula. The formula is I equals to PRT or I equals to PRT over 100. Okay? Now, what do these letters and numbers stand for? I stands for the interest. It stands for what? The interest, payment for saving money. Okay, and the P stands for principal. It stands for the principal, the sum of money saved or borrowed. Okay, and the R stands for the rate. It stands for the rate, and this rate is given in percentage. It is given what? In percentage. And the T stands for time of which the money is saved or borrowed. Okay, we can see over in this second formula, we can see that it's over 100, right? Yes, because this 100 stands for the percentage. If we have the rate at 7%, if we want to convert that, or we write it like that, it will be 7 over 100. Okay, so that is what this 100 here stands for. So during this video, we are going to be knowing how to solve simple interest using some examples. Are we ready? Okay, let's go. One of the examples says, find the simple interest of the following. We have number one, 2,000 for 7 years at 8%. 2,000 for 7 years at 8%. So how are we going to solve this? We'll first of all write out our formula. Remember I said simple to interest has a formula and we're using the formula to solve it. So we'll first of all write out our formula. I equals to PRT or I equals to PRT over 100. You can use either of these to solve your problem. You can use either of these to solve your problem. So we'll first of all use this formula. So before that, we write out our what our numbers represent. P stands for 2,000. Remember we said P stands for what? Payment for saving money. Okay, then R stands for what? The rate, right? And the rate here is 8%, so we write it out. Okay, then the T stands for the time, and the time here is 7 years. It's what? 7 years. And in this formula, we are going to be writing out, we are going to be implementing these numbers in the formula. So it will be I equals to P 2000 times R 0.08. I know most of us will be wondering how we got our 0.08. We changed it into a decimal point using this method. Okay, we use this method to change it into a decimal point, which is this answer. We divided our 8 over 100 because the 100 here is 8%, and we got this. So we impute our rate, which is this answer, 0.08 times 7 equals to, if you calculate it, it will give us 1,120. So our answer for number one question is 1,120. We can also use this formula. We can also use this formula. So let's go. We have 1 over PRT over 100. So we first of all impute our numbers. The P stands for 2000, so we write it down, times R 8% times 7% over 100. Why this 8 is here and there is an 100 over is because of the what? Percentage. Okay, so we cancel, we do the what? Cancellation method. We cancel 0 and 0, then the second 0 and 0. We write our remaining equation. We have 20 times 8 times 7 over 1. This one here is not relevant, okay? So our equation is 20 times 8 times 7, and our answer is going to be 1120. You can see that we got the same answers here, right? Yes, there are different formulas but the same answer, different ways of solving but the same answer. Okay, so we're going to be moving over to the next equation. The next example, we have 30,000 for 4 years at 8%. We have to find the simple interest. Okay, first of all, we write out our numbers and what they represent. P stands for 30,000, R stands for 8%, and T stands for 4 years, which is the time. So we impute. This is the fraction method. We have PRT over 100. So we impute our numbers, 30,000 times 8 times 4 over 100. We do the cancellation method, okay? We cancel 0 with 0, 0 with 0, and write out our remaining work. We have 300 times 8 times 4, and when we multiply these together, we have 9,600. Okay, if we want to use the other formula we have here, it will be 30,000 times 0.8 times 4. We converted it into a decimal point. That's why you don't see over 100 over here. I explained it in the last slide, right? So when we do this, we still have 9,600. So we use different formulas, but we arrived at the same answer. Do we understand? Okay, now we have our next question. 22,500 for 4 years at 9%. How do we find our simple interest? We represent our numbers. P stands for 22,500, R stands for 9%, and T stands for 4 years. So we impute our numbers into our equation. We have 22,500 times 9 times 4 over 100. The 100 is for the percentage, right? Good. Then we use the cancellation method. We cancel 0 and 0, 0 and 0. Then we write out our remaining equation. We have 225 times 9 times 4. What do we have left when we multiply this together? 8,100. 8,100. Correct. So we can use this formula or this other formula to get our answer, right? 22,500 times 0.09. How did we get this 0.09? It's when we converted into a decimal point, times 4. It will give us what? 8,100. Two different formulas, but we arrived at the same answer. Okay, so we're going to move over to another example to help us understand better. We have number 4 here, 52,000 for 5 years at 7%. So what are we going to do? We are going to write out our formula, then impute our numbers. The P stands for 52,000, R stands for 7%, and T stands for the 5 years, right? So we impute our numbers here. P this P here 52,000, the arrow for the rate 7, and the time 5/100, the percentage. Okay, it will be equals to, okay, we first of all do the cancellation. We cancel 0 with 0, 0 with 0, and write out our remaining equation. We have 520 times 7 times 5. If we calculate everything together, it will give us 18,200. Okay, it will give us what? 18,200. If we try out this other formula also, it's the same thing. PRT, we have 52,000 times 0.07 times 9. Remember how we did this to get our decimal point, right? Good. And when we multiply all of them together, we have 18,200. We have what? 18,200. So using different formulas, these two formulas for the simple interest, you still have your answer, and they'll still give you the same answer. So you choose the one you love most and use. Okay, do we understand? Yes. Now we will move over to our last example, number 5. We have 9,000 for 8 years at 10%. 9,000 for 8 years at 10%. We first of all write out our numbers and what they represent. Okay, we have P equals to 9,000, R equals to 10%, and T equals to 8. So this is the formula, the first formula. I equals to PRT over 100 equals to, we input our numbers, 9,000 for P times 10 for the rate times 8 over 100 the percentage. Okay, then we cancel. We cancel 0 with 0, 0 with 0, and write out the remaining equation. 90 times 10 times 8. If we multiply this together, it will give us 7,200. Okay, it will give us 7,200. If we try out this other formula, and also I equals to PRT equals to 9,000 times 0.1, our percentage, we converted it into a decimal point, and I showed us in the last one how to convert into decimal points, right? Times 8 equals to, if you times all this together, you have 7,200. Okay, so the interest for number 5 is what? 7,200. Do we understand? We use two different formulas but got our answers, and they are the same. So it depends on the formula you want to use, you will arrive at your answer. The interest for number 4 is 18,200, right? Good. And the interest, we have solved out the interest for other ones too. So I hope we understood this lesson, and we should practice more. Now we have some practices left for you to do. You do have to find the simple interest of the following. Okay, we have number 1, we have 12,500 for 3 years at 8%. You use either of the formula you like. You either use the formula of I equals to PRT or I equals to PRT over 100. You use any formula you want to solve this equation. Also in number 2, where we have 68,800 for 2 years at 5%, you use any of the formula you want. And also in number 3, you do the same. 3,600 for 7 years at 9%. You use any of the formulas to solve. And number 4, you have 46,000 for 1 year at 6%. So you use any of the formulas to solve this equation. I hope we understood this lesson. If you have any confusion, you go back to our other examples to get your confusion cleared. Okay, so practice makes perfect. Make sure you practice your exercise. Thanks for watching. Bye.